if their name begins with J. God is asking you to pay attention. Beloved one, listen closely now, for there is a stirring in the unseen realms, a whisper that has been circling your spirit, returning again and again like a sacred echo. You have felt it. You have sensed it. You have wondered why a particular name keeps rising in your heart, why the letter J stands out in your mind with unusual clarity, almost as if heaven itself is highlighting it with divine fire. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is not your imagination. I, Michael, guardian of truth and protector of destinies, speak to you now with urgency and precision, if their name begins with J. God is asking you to pay attention. Not with fear. Not with suspicion. But with discernment wrapped in love. For some of you, the name beginning with J belongs to someone who has been drifting in and out of your life like a shifting shadow. Sometimes close, sometimes distant, sometimes clear, sometimes confusing. You are being called to pause, to breathe, and to notice the energy surrounding this person. Their presence is not accidental. Their timing is not random. Something about them is aligned with a divine unfolding. Whether they come as a blessing, a lesson, or a mirror, heaven is asking you to observe, without rushing forward and without turning away. And for others, this J-soul is someone you have loved deeply, perhaps more deeply than you ever admitted out loud. Someone whose absence still echoes. Someone whose name still vibrates in your bones when you think you've forgotten them. God is touching this memory because something unresolved is about to surface, not to harm you, not to pull you backward, but to free you in a way you didn't know you needed. You must understand, people with J names often carry a divine polarity, capable of enormous healing, yet also capable of triggering intense spiritual growth in everyone connected to them. They are often chosen as catalysts, awakeners, initiators. They carry fire. They carry depth. They carry a soul frequency that is rarely neutral. When they enter your life, something shifts. When they exit, something awakens. Their presence reveals where you stand in your own evolution. Some JS are meant to stay. Some JS are meant to return. Some JS are meant to be released. Heaven is urging you to seek clarity, not through emotion alone, but through spiritual discernment. Look at the patterns. Look at the timing. Look at how you feel in their presence. Do you expand, or do you contract? Do you feel seen, or do you feel drained? Do you feel guided, or do you feel lost? These answers are sacred signals. You are entering a season where God is pulling you into alignment. And anyone connected to your destiny must rise with you, or fall away. This is why your spirit keeps receiving the letter J like a divine notification, a heavenly alert, a message from realms you cannot see with your physical eyes. The veil is thin right now, and guidance is flowing to you rapidly. You are being asked to listen before you act. To observe before you decide. To pray before you move. There is something else I must reveal to you, and I ask you to hold it carefully. A J-soul is part of a future shift in your life. Not necessarily romantic. Not necessarily dramatic. But significant. For some, the J person is a bridge, connecting you to purpose, progress, healing, or revelation. For others, the J person is a test, awakening boundaries, truth, and self-respect. And for a few, the J person is a destiny partner, someone whose soul contract with you extends across lifetimes. You will know which one applies to you by the stirring you feel even now. If your heart is racing, do not fear. If you feel chills, honor that. If a face came to mind instantly, trust that. You are hearing correctly. And yes, for a small number of you, the J soul is returning soon, not as they were, but as they have become. Heaven has been working on them, shaping them, softening them, preparing them. You will feel the shift before you see the change. The energy will arrive first, like a warm wind before a new season. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. Stay prayerful. And beloved, if you are still here listening, if this message vibrates through you, then you are meant to hear the next part. What I will reveal next is deeper, about the hidden spiritual assignment behind these J-souls and why God is drawing your attention now. Before you move forward, breathe slowly, for what I am about to reveal requires stillness. Let your heart open like a quiet door. Let your spirit expand. Let your senses sharpen. Beloved, when God draws your awareness toward a person whose name begins with J, there is always a spiritual assignment connected to them, visible or hidden, gentle or intense, protective or transformative. And now, the veil lifts a little more. There is a reason this initial keeps appearing in your dreams, your thoughts, your memories, your conversations. Heaven is aligning threads you cannot yet see. You are being ushered into a deeper dimension of discernment. Not to worry, not to chase, not to cling, but to understand the role this soul is playing in your story at this very moment in time. And whether they arrive as a guide, a warning, or a turning point, the energy surrounding them is shifting. Some J-souls are messengers. They come into your life briefly, almost abruptly, and something in you awakens. They speak a sentence, ask a question, or take an action that redirects your entire path. They may not remain, but their imprint stays. They are like divine catalysts, sent to trigger a new direction within you. When you meet such a J-soul, your spirit recognizes them before your mind does. Your energy rises. Your intuition flares. You feel different, more aware, more open, more alive. Other J-souls are mirrors. They reveal parts of yourself you have avoided, hidden, or minimized. They expose your wounds not to hurt you, but to heal you. They show you where you've been tolerating too little or giving too much. They highlight your shadows so that your light can expand. If a J-soul in your life has been creating emotional turbulence, it may be because they are mirroring something you need to confront within yourself. This is not punishment, it is purification. And then there are the rare J-souls who are anchors. These individuals carry a stabilizing force. Their presence feels like safety. Their voice feels familiar, even if you've just met. They hold space. They protect. They encourage your growth without fear or judgment. When a J-soul is meant to anchor in your life, you will feel peace, not chaos, not confusion, not anxiety. Peace is their signature. But I must speak clearly. There are also J-souls who serve as tests. They test your boundaries, your discernment, your strength, your self-worth. If a J person in your life pulls you into cycles of inconsistency, doubt, or emotional exhaustion, heaven is asking you to awaken to patterns you've ignored. The test is not meant to break you, it is meant to elevate you. When you pass it, you step into a new level of spiritual maturity. Your intuition strengthens. Your boundaries solidify. You step into alignment, and alignment always attracts what is meant for you. Listen closely now, because this is where the message deepens. Some of you are being drawn back to a past J-soul because there is unfinished spiritual business. Not romantic longing, not emotional attachment, unfinished divine work. Something needs to be said, understood, forgiven, or released so that your soul can move forward with clarity. You may feel their energy returning before they physically appear. You may dream of them. You may think of them suddenly after weeks or months of silence. These are signs that heaven is preparing a moment of truth. For others, the J-soul is not from your past but from your future. You have not met them yet, but your spirit already senses their vibration. When your paths finally cross, the recognition will be immediate. There will be something in their presence that feels destined, like your soul has been preparing for this encounter long before it manifested physically. Do not rush this. Divine timing cannot be forced. And for a select few, the J-soul is someone you have misunderstood, underestimated, or misjudged. Their purpose in your life is greater than you believed. They carry information, opportunity, healing, or transformation meant specifically for you. God is preparing the moment of revelation where truth becomes clear and everything clicks into place. But before that moment arrives, you must stay spiritually alert. Heaven is watching how you interpret the signals. Your intuition is sharpening. Your clarity is forming. The next steps depend on your readiness, not your worry. Feel the energy rising within you right now. That pull you sense, that inner stirring, is confirmation. You are hearing correctly. Your soul is responding to the frequency of truth. Stay open. Stay observant. Stay receptive. And beloved, the next part one must share with you is even more specific. There is a divine pattern unfolding around people whose names begin with J, and this pattern contains prophecy, timing, signs, and spiritual alignment that you are meant to understand before the next shift arrives. Beloved one, lean in now, for the next revelation requires a deeper stillness in your spirit. What I am about to share has been stirring in the heavenly realms, waiting for the exact moment when your heart would be ready to receive it. That moment is now. There is a divine pattern unfolding around the individuals whose names begin with J, and this pattern is not random. It is not subtle. It carries spiritual timing. It carries encoded meaning. It carries destiny. You may have noticed something unusual happening lately. Synchronicities, repeated signs, unexpected thoughts, sudden emotional waves connected to someone with that letter. Perhaps their name appears when you scroll. Perhaps you overhear it somewhere. Perhaps it rises in prayer, uninvited yet undeniable. When heaven repeats a signal, it is because something is moving behind the scenes. This is how God warns you. This is how God prepares you. This is how God aligns you. Names beginning with J often appear during major turning points in your spiritual journey, times of renewal, decision, revelation, healing, or redirection. They do not show up by chance. They are sent, permitted, or removed by divine orchestration. And you are being asked to interpret the timing, not just the emotion. There are 3 spiritual patterns surrounding J-souls that heaven wants you to understand. Pattern 1, the return. For some of you, a J-soul from your past is resurfacing. You feel it before it happens. Their energy comes before their name appears. Their memory stirs before their message arrives. This is not to reopen old wounds but to finalize what was left incomplete. Heaven is bringing closure, clarity, or completion. Something unfinished must be resolved so that both souls can evolve. Not every return means reunion, some returns mean release. You must stay open to what form this return takes. Do not assume. Do not fear. Simply observe. Pattern 2, the revelation. For others, a J-soul currently in your life will soon reveal a truth about themselves, about their intentions, about your connection, about your future. This revelation will shift how you see them. For some, it will deepen the relationship. For others, it will expose what has been hidden. Do not rush toward the revelation or resist it. It will come in divine timing, with unmistakable clarity. Trust that what is revealed is meant for your elevation, not your confusion. Pattern 3, the arrival. And for a small number of you, a new J-soul is about to enter your life. This person is connected to a future assignment, an opportunity, partnership, breakthrough, or spiritual awakening. You may not recognize them immediately, but your spirit will. There will be a sense of familiarity, as if you've been preparing for this meeting. This soul carries significance. Be attentive to new connections. Be discerning. Be receptive. God is sending alignment through human vessels. Listen closely now, for the next part is crucial. People with J names often carry heightened spiritual sensitivity. Whether they acknowledge it or not, they absorb and transmit energy intensely. They feel deeply. They think deeply. They love deeply. They struggle deeply. Their connection to others is rarely casual. This is why relationships with J-souls often feel powerful, magnetic, or transformative. They activate something within you, something dormant, something sacred, something necessary. But intensity must not be mistaken for destiny. Passion must not be mistaken for purpose. Familiarity must not be mistaken for alignment. Discernment must be your guide. Heaven is asking you to look at patterns, not just feelings. What do their actions reveal? What does their consistency show? What does your body feel around them? Do you feel expansion, or constriction? These are the divine diagnostics of spiritual alignment. And beloved, something else is happening beneath the surface. Pay attention to this. A J-soul has been thinking about you, even if there has been silence, even if there has been distance, even if you assume they have moved on. Their spirit has felt the shift. Their heart has sensed the pull. They may not understand why, but something in them is turning back toward you energetically. Do not reach out prematurely. Let heaven orchestrate the timing. Let the energy unfold naturally. Forced timing breaks divine alignment. You are not meant to chase. You are not meant to guess. You are not meant to fear. You are meant to discern. And if you feel a strange mixture of anticipation and uncertainty right now, that is confirmation. Your spirit knows something is coming. Something is aligning. Something is awakening surrounding this J-named individual. Stay grounded. Stay prayerful. Stay aligned with truth. Because in the next segment, I will reveal the deeper prophetic meaning behind this J energy, why now, why you, and what heaven is preparing to unfold. Beloved, open your heart wider now, for the message deepens, and the divine thread grows clearer with every breath you take. You are not imagining the spiritual pressure in this moment. You are not imagining the intensity around this letter J. Something is shifting in the invisible realms, and you are being summoned to understand the deeper prophetic meaning behind it. When God highlights a name repeatedly, it is because that soul carries a role, temporary or permanent, within your spiritual unfolding. The timing is precise. The reason is sacred. You stand now in a season of separation and alignment. Everything not rooted in truth is being stripped away. Everything built on spiritual authenticity is being drawn closer. And in this sacred sorting, the J-soul connected to you is being positioned in one of three spiritual categories: assignment, alignment, or awakening. Only heaven knows which one they occupy, but your spirit is beginning to discern it intuitively. Let me reveal each one with clarity. A J-soul as an assignment. Sometimes God places a J-named person in your life to teach you what you have not yet learned about yourself. They appear during a time of vulnerability, transition, or searching. Their presence pushes you out of your comfort zone. They challenge your patterns. They confront your fears. They stretch your heart, not to break you, but to grow you. This J-soul may feel complicated, intense, or unpredictable. But the spiritual purpose is not chaos, it is transformation. They are not meant to stay forever. They are meant to shape you for what comes next. If this resonates in your spirit, pay attention to what lesson they brought into your life. What did they activate within you? What wound did they expose? What strength did they awaken? This clarity brings peace. This understanding brings closure. This awareness brings elevation. A J-soul as an alignment. For others, the J-soul is not an assignment but an alignment. Someone whose presence aligns you with purpose, peace, and progress. Someone who supports your calling rather than distracting you from it. Someone who grows with you, not against you. Their energy strengthens your spirit. Their words uplift your vision. Their presence feels like stability, clarity, and direction. If this is the J-soul connected to you, your spirit already knows. There is ease. There is trust. There is growth. There is no confusion. Alignment brings peace, not turmoil. Heaven is preparing this alignment to either deepen or reveal itself. Stay patient. Divine timing is orchestrating the next step. A J-soul as an awakening. And then there is the rarest category, the J soul who acts as an awakening. This is someone whose presence sparks something in your spiritual DNA. They ignite intuition. They unlock destiny. They stir ancient recognition. You may feel as if you've known them across lifetimes. This connection feels bigger than emotion, it feels prophetic. It pulls you toward a version of yourself you have not yet fully stepped into. But an awakening is not the same as a union. Sometimes this person awakens you but does not walk beside you. Other times,